Okay, up next we have echo. So echo is another type of delay. It's a little bit more robust, and it has the ability to make some interesting effects. So let's put echo on another bus. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to control click and say insert return track. There's my new one. Command R. Let's call it echo. Okay, let's squish down our delay. Okay, now you'll notice when I did that, I got a second send on each of my tracks, right? So that send is going to send to the echo. But let's put echo on that track. Okay, so this part is fairly similar to what we just saw, right? We have our left and our right amount. They can be linked or unlinked. And this is our delay amount, right? Quarter note, eighth note, what have you. We can turn sync off and just get milliseconds if we want. And when it's on, we have this additional kind of ability to modify the amount here. So right now we're on eighth note dotted. Okay, so a dotted eighth note basically means 3 16th notes. So here's the way to remember that. When we looked at delay, I said odd numbers on that little grid are going to make kind of more out of sync kind of things happening. Since we can't do that here, we just have 16th notes, eighth notes, quarter notes, half notes, etc. That dotted parameter is going to make more out of sync things. Okay, so if you don't want things out of sync, if you want them more tight, change that to just notes. Same thing here. Triplets are going to make things really out of sync. And I don't know, 16th mode is just going to put you straight up onto 16th notes, just like what we had with the delay. So I'm going to switch this to notes and say eighth note. Okay, so the smaller this is, the more to the left it is, the faster the delay. So 64th note delay is going to be really, really fast. And then to the right is going to be a lot. So this is going to be a whole bar. Okay, let's go eighth note. Okay, and then we've got an offset just a little bit that we can add to it if we want. Let's leave that alone. Then we've got input, signal coming in, and feedback, how many times it's going to go through the delay. Now, let's look at this thing here that we call the echo tunnel. So what we see here is the outsidemost ring is our first delay, and then we get more and more returns of the delay going into the center of the circle. The white dots represent an eighth note going in, okay? So you can see, because we're doing an eighth note delay, our delays are right on the white dots. If I did something different, like a dotted eighth note, now you can see we've fallen off the white dots. So the white dots are just a reference to tell you where the eighth note is. So right now, we're right on the white dots. If I increase our feedback, we get more and more and more going into the center of the circle, right? If I pull it back, we get less and less repeats of it, okay? All the way down to just 2. In fact, I think the outermost circle is supposed to be our original, and then this is our first repeat. That would make sense with this feedback. We just get 1, and then we get more as we go up. This is just a cool visualization of it. Okay, then we can add some reverb on top of it if we want. Increase the stereo width of it and our dry wet amount. So dry wet, if we're using a bus, we want that set all the way wet. Okay, we also have here modulation parameters so that we can modulate the rate or the phase of our delay. And a couple other weird things here: gate, ducking, noise, wobble, and repitch. I'm going to turn on wobble. This is going to add some modulation to the delay time in kind of a unsteady way. Okay, so let's go back over to our echo tunnel and throw this on something. Let's try this little clicky thing. Okay, so I'm going to throw a bunch of it to our echo. Okay, so here's what's coming out of the echo. It's pretty weird, right? Sounds like it's totally underwater. I kind of like it. So I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to pull it back just a little bit. Cool. Okay, let's move on to filter delay.